Hello, I'm Alta, and I will talk for a few minutes about my forthcoming book, my forthcoming novel in 2021. I have a novel coming from New Europe Books in February 2021, and I was invited to do a short presentation. But before that, let me just introduce myself. I was born in Romania, and I came as a political refugee in 1991. I have a PhD in French from University of Florida. I taught French at Arizona State and at Oberlin College. And I live in Northern California since 2005. So basically, I've been living in the States, well, for almost 30 years. There will be 30 years next year. Although I did live for 1 year in France. English is my third language. I never wrote in Romanian as a writer, although I'm perfectly fluent in Romanian. I used to write in French. I have my first book, which is this, was written in French. It's a book of prose poems. I just realized that because it's a mirror image, you can't really see it. Well, anyhow, it's called, so I wrote it in French and translated it into English. So it's a bilingual book. You can see it has the French on the left side and the English on the right side. I translated it myself. I did the translation along with the original. So I wrote this in French in 2004. And in several months, I translated it also into English. I published it in 2007. It was a Los Angeles publisher, very interesting, Lefebvre Press. And this book, so the title is Voix de Glace in French, Voice of Ice in English, and it received the most important French prize for prose poems in 2008, the prize Louis Guillaume. We'll see if I have time to read something from this at the end. So I'll put it aside for now. My second book was a book of short stories, Elegy for a Fabulous World. And this book was a finalist for Northern California Book Award in Fiction in 2010. And this right here is me. And this was a stuffed bear. I think it was at Batra Dornei. It was a spa station in eastern Romania. And this is the Palace Castle. My third book, Death in a Box, another book of short stories published by Subito Press. This book received the 2010 Subito Prize in Fiction, Death in a Box. And my latest published book, The Snail's Song, published by Spuit and Duyvil in 2011, is another book of prose poems with drawings by myself. Let's see what other drawings. This is for example, for The Reasonless Rose. Let me just read just this one. Okay. The Reasonless Rose. And it has a motto by Angelus Silesius. The rose is without why. It blooms because it blooms. It has no wish to be seen. It's a quote from Angelus Silesius. The reasonless rose knows that all that soars has no reason to rise, yet in season or not, roses relentlessly thrive, less than reasonably. They seep and weep, resting solely on trees with roots reaching deep as rampant seas rise to the shores, ransacking bones from their ageless sleep. Their smell is redolent of tea slowly sipped in rented rooms, with rows of bookshelves on sunny afternoons by the sea, where rats roam freely like bookworms, un rat de bibli. They too reasonless and quite pointless until lab day. But even the reasonless rose grows, alas, for another one's nose. So there is a wordplay there in French and in English. Roam freely like bookworms, rat de bibli. Rat de bibli is in French, it means, literally, it means a library rat, which is the French equivalent for a bookworm. So there, this is the reasonless rose, which grows for another one's nose.